Okay, we're live.
We're live?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey everybody, this is Mike from Supernature Adventures, here with my son Holden. You want to wave? We are joining you this Saturday morning here from Portland, Oregon. And we are going to be doing a quick craft activity. And we're trying to do a new weekly series of videos where we go through a whole bunch of different nature-based craft activities. So we'll try to do once a week, and stay tuned on our Facebook page to sort of stay updated. The one we're going to be doing this morning is a paper Trillium craft activity. You can find these craft activities on the online store at supernatureadventures.com. And yeah, there's a couple different craft activities up there right now that you can download, and the one that we're going to do today again is these wonderful paper trilliums. It is the season right now for trilliums to be blooming. I think they grow in pretty much every single state in the United States except for the desert Southwest and Hawaii. And so go out into your forest if you have if you can safely go out to a place where you've got a dense forest, and in the shaded areas you see Trillium popping up all over the place. I know they're here in Portland. So we're going to go through the steps of making this, and I think we'll start with the supplies that we have and that you'll need. I don't know if you're making this at home or not, but that'd be cool too. Alright, so this is what it'll look like in the end. We have, let's see what we got here, Holden. We've got some construction paper, green and white. We have scissors, tape. Some clear tape is really good for this, but I think we can use whatever we have at home, that'll work. And then we went out into the yard and just found these little twigs, these sort of sticks. These came from one of our trees that we were pruning in our yard. You could also use chopsticks, little wooden dowel rods, really anything you have that could be the stem. And we have a little glue stick just for a little add-on at the end that I think is kind of a fun little detail to add. Let's go ahead and get started. And one of the so this is actually the craft activity that you can download from supernatureadventures.com, the online store. And so I'm going to kind of be using this as our guide to go through the activity step by step. So one cool way to before you even start this craft activity is to go out and find some Trillium flowers.
We have a hi. Do you want to say hi?
You want to say hi? No. We also have a little drawing of a Trillium flower on the craft activity so that you can use that as a guide in terms of the shapes of the leaves and the flowers. Trillium are really well known for having 3 leaves sort of underneath a flower that has 3 petals. So Holden, let's go ahead and get started in terms of making our flower petals. Okay. So we're going to start with a white piece of paper. Here we go.
Do you think you could just show that again, because there's new people on
the craft activity?
Yeah, more people have joined us.
Yeah, so people are joining, and definitely comment if you have questions or anything. This is the craft activity that's up on our online store right now. It's create your own Trillium, and it's a paper Trillium flower activity. So it has all the steps, materials you need, and it's all hand illustrated, which is fun. It has a picture of a Trillium on it, so we're going to use that as our guide right now. And Holden and I are going to draw 3 flower petals on our piece of white paper. You ready? Okay. And remember the shape of them. They have these sort of nice shapes that go out kind of like that. If you can see. I don't know if you can see. So we're going to draw 3 of them that we'll be cutting out then. And, I think this is just the time to kind of be not perfect about everything, but just kind of have fun. Good job. Those look great. So I've got 3 on my paper. And, sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting them out.
Why don't you guys use the good scissors?
Would you like to use these scissors? So we're going to cut them out now of our white piece of paper. That's the next step. And just doing the best we can to cut along these amazing lines that we've just drawn. Another cool thing about Trillium is they can live up to 25 years, one plant, which I think is really amazing. So, and we have to be really careful to protect Trillium. We can't pick the flowers because it's really damaging to the plants. They can die if the flowers or if we pick them. So it's great to look at them when we're out in the forest, appreciate them, take pictures of them, but we want to make sure that we're really, really good at protecting them too. Okay, I've got my petals cut out. You're doing a great job. You're on petal 2. I'm going to get our paper ready for the next part, which is going to be cutting out our leaves.
So much cutting.
So much cutting. All right, we've got some green paper here. Oops. If you need any help, just let me know. You. I'm going to start working on some leaves. Oh, there you go. Improvise. Got a little bitty part there left to go. And I'm going to do a trick that will actually save us a little bit of time. Do you want to watch me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to draw these leaves at the very bottom of our paper so that I don't have to cut into the paper as much. So we got one leaf. Do you want to draw some or do you want to just do together?
I'm finish my other 3.
Okay. Oh, you got 3 petals. You're good.
I'll keep cutting.
Okay, so you're going to keep cutting and I'll work on the leaves. So I'm going to draw 3 leaves, a little bit bigger than my flower petals. I drew them on the bottom of the page so that I can just dive right into cutting them out even faster than my flower petals. So we'll get these cut out. How many flower petals are you going to be cutting out there, Holden?
5.
5. Well, the Trillium only has 3, so
One
maybe
more.
we can save
One
2
more.
of those for a different craft project.
I don't need these. These aren't big enough.
Okay, that works. Yeah, you want to, maybe if you cut out more than 1, you can pick the 3, or more than 3, you can pick the 3 best.
Let's see.
Okay, so I've got my 3 leaves. I've got 3 flower petals here. Do you want to build one together? Or do you want to still do your own?
I'll do my own.
Okay, that works. Okay, so the next step after we've got our flower petals and our leaves is to attach the flower petals to one of our sticks. So if we want to choose a little stick or a chopstick or something that you have, we'll start by attaching the flower petals with some clear tape if you've got that. So I'm just going to take, what'd you say? Oh yeah. Do you want to, did you get your leaves?
No, I didn't get any leaves.
So you can draw leaves on your paper if you want, or you can just improv and cut them out. I see. Just to show so we're going to be adding our flower petals first, and then the leaves actually go underneath the flower petals, and it's all, I don't know if you can see, but it's all kind of attached with just tape. So do you want me to get started on the taping?
Sure.
Okay.
I have one leaf.
So the way I'm going to tape these flower petals on is I'm going to take the drawing side that has the pencil marks on it, attach my tape. Is that a leaf? You're showering me with leaves.
It's not my leaf.
Take my stick and I'll sort of attach it to, kind of want the flower petal to be way up at the top of the stick, kind of like that. And then it kind of bends out a little bit. And I'll do that with each 3 of these petals. A different piece of tape. Piece of tape can be, kind of rather long if you want it to be. And then we tape it
How many leaves?
there's 3 leaves and 3 flower petals on the Trillium. So I've got 2 taped down now.
You guys speak louder. There's
Yeah,
no volume.
sure. Yeah, we can speak louder. And I'm taping down my 3rd flower petal. So I've got 2. I'm gonna attach my 3rd one on there, and it's okay if it's a little messy. I just try to get these to, there we go. Okay, so now I have my flower petals down on the stick. Do you have your leaves? You're all set. Okay, let's do your flower petals. Does that work? Just like this. So you've got your 3
What do you
flower
call a
petals.
stick I was going to use?
Do you want to use this one?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take 3 pieces of tape and tape each flower petal. So grab a flower petal, put tape kind of on the part that you want to be on the inside of the flower.
I know how this works. I've seen you do it.
Yeah, and then you tape it like this, so it kind of bends out. Okay. All right, so we're taping on the flower petals to the top of our sticks here using tape. Holden's finishing up his. You got it? All right. Let's get your third flower petal ready to tape.
It's broken.
No, it works. You got it?
Tape won't stick.
Here, let's just bend it back. You can kind of bend, if you have a little trouble with the tape sticking on it, you can just bend the paper. And then you want to do the second one, like that. They kind of bend out automatically almost. And then we'll add tape around the whole thing at the very end, and it kind of holds it all together. So if it looks a little bit like things might fall off right now, it'll all kind of reattach once we get to the very, very end. Okay, you ready to go on? Let's get on with our leaves. So we have this, and now we do the same thing with the leaves, but the leaves kind of go between the flower petals. So you take another piece of tape, and you attach the leaf. Do you see how it's like between the flower petals? These leaves actually are, in the Trillium plant, are protective of the flowers. They're a special type of leaf that protects the flower as it emerges.
Are you talking to Mom?
I'm talking to Mom, you, and anybody who's out there who's watching right now. So you want to tape the leaf, and it goes right between, that's awesome, right between the flowers, so it kind of shows up between the two. Perfect. And again, we'll attach a whole other piece of tape around the bottom of everything, so it kind of holds it all in place. So I've got my second leaf right there. You got your second leaf. My third leaf. Got my third leaf attached right there. So I've got my 3 leaves. We've got one more for Holden to get done. You got it?
Say my name.
All right,
Say
ready?
your name.
Do you want to attach your third one?
Mhm.
All right, cool.
Not you.
We are almost done with our Trillium, paper Trillium flower. We're going to add in, let's see how it's going. Do you want to show people? Awesome. We're going to take a longer piece of tape, and on the bottom of everything, we're going to add that piece of tape and kind of wrap it all the way around.
Ooh, a big piece of tape.
This just kind of holds everything into place
Not that big.
and keeps it from sort of falling apart. So we've got that tape underneath, keeps it all in place. That is a really, really big piece of tape. Why don't we break?
No.
Okay, all right, that's no problem. You can put a lot of tape or a little bit of tape. Either way, whatever works for you. Okay, so you could be done now. This is awesome. This is so cool looking. And you can actually have a little bouquet of your Trillium flowers. But there's one little tiny last little detail if you want to add. I've got a little, this is actually kind of just an extra tip on the craft activity. You can take a little piece of yellow yarn, paper. I've got a little bit of construction paper here, and you can add just a tiny little bit of yellow in the center of the flower, the stamen or the part of the plant that has pollen in it. You can just add, that's yellow for a lot of Trillium. Now Trillium can be different colors. They can, if you're out in the woods and you see pink Trillium, they can get shades of purple. So all I'm gonna, yeah, we have some purple ones that we've seen. All I'm gonna do is just try to use my glue stick here. You can use, I think actually, like your an actual liquid glue, like an Elmer's glue might work better on this. And I'm just gonna try to sort of attach it to the top of the stick. Of course, it's gonna stick to my finger instead of sticking to the stick. So this isn't gonna work, but you get the idea. Okay, so kind of like a little bit of yellow in the middle. I think yarn actually probably works better for this.
That's not a good idea. There's better ways to do it.
Well, we're gonna learn better ways to do it too. So, you want to add any yellow to the middle of yours?
I am.
Okay.
My own way.
Okay. Well, he's gonna do it his own way, and then we're gonna wrap up. If anybody has any questions, feel free to add them into the comments. and we're happy to answer any questions about the craft activity and about Trillium. I'm trying to think if there's any completely nerdy Trillium facts that I have forgotten to mention, but they're really cool plants. Oh, I know, one more nerdy Trillium fact. They actually spread their seeds through ants. So when they bloom and they create a fruit, the ants actually go in and collect this sort of protein, this sweet protein that comes from the Trillium, and along with it they grab the seeds. And the ants carry those seeds down into their little tunnels underground, and then they leave the seeds underground, and then new Trillium plants grow from those seeds. So it's a really
Somebody
cool
thought
way.
that was a cool fact.
What?
Somebody thought that was a cool fact.
It is a cool fact. Trillium plants, I'm pretty sure they exist from before bees existed, hundreds of millions of years ago, and so they don't rely on bees to spread their seeds or to pollinate. They rely on all kinds of other like beetles and flies and ants to sort of spread. So, how's it going?
I need the other green.
Are you done with your Trillium?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Should we go ahead and wrap up and we'll finish
No,
up?
no,
Oh, no. Well, hurry up. We got to wrap this up. Everybody at home is probably waiting to move on with their day, possibly. While Holden is wrapping up his Trillium, I can mention a couple new exciting things we've got happening at Super Nature Adventures. In just a couple days, this coming week, we have 2 new series that we're launching. We figured a lot of us are at home right now and really in need of some stuff to do, especially through nature exploration. So we have 2 new series launching that are downloadables. This is a partnership with Hike It Baby too, which we're really excited about. The first one, and it is going to raise money. $1 from each of the downloads is going to raise money for Global Giving Coronavirus Relief Fund, which goes directly to serve urgent medical needs right now in communities here and around the world. You got it? What are you doing?
I'm trying to wrap the green around.
Okay, cool. The first series that launches on Monday is called Explore Your Own World. A really awesome way to explore nature right outside our doors through all kinds of fun hand-illustrated activities and kind of become explorers on our own. And then on Wednesday, we launch a new series called Create Your Own World. And that's going to be just really fun, imaginative craft projects and activities to invent and create your own world right at home. And then we're going to try to do those every week, launch new episodes or new issues each week. So stay tuned on our Facebook page for more about that. And then as he's wrapping up, and he's adding green construction paper around his stem, which is really awesome, we can mention that we're going to be doing another one of these craft activities in the next week. It's going to be create your own sun catcher, which is a really awesome craft activity to do with flower petals and different things we can find out in nature, in our gardens, wherever we have access to right now, and make a cool sun catcher. So, you got it? Go ahead and put it in. We'll show our final product, and we'll bid everyone a wonderful goodbye. You want another piece of tape on it? All right, then we're going to finish up.
We're going to finish up, guys.
All right. I hope that everyone is doing well and staying safe. And from Mike and Holden here at Super Nature Adventures, we really appreciate you spending the time doing craft activities with us this morning. Hope to see you again. And we're going to show you our final product. Ready, Holden? All right. Yay! Trillium flowers! Bye, everybody!